now joined by two of those nurses who took part in a sit-in, Sal Hadwan and Joey Friedman. Sal and Joey, thanks for being with us. Not only have you guys been fighting on the front lines of this outbreak, but you've been doing it under very challenging circumstances. Describe for us what work has been like for you in combating this outbreak here in the U.S.
Well, it's been absolutely insane. I mean, we have these patients lining the hallways. They're, we're unable to monitor them properly, and we just, unfortunately can't be with all these patients. I was one of the nurses who took care of the 26 patient loads with about 10 ventilators back in our critical area. It's impossible for any person, any group of nurses to able to do that with short staff to do it properly. And we want to make a stand for, we want to care for these patients as best as we can. And it breaks our hearts that we can't give the best care that we want to.
Where do you see the failure in the fact that, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Where do you guys see the failure in the fact that you don't have the adequate amount of staff and the medical supplies that you guys need? I think you were telling our producer when she was setting up this interview that you guys have been wearing the same protective gear for days on end.
Yeah, so we been every day we go to a shift into an assignment, we get a mask and a gown that usually you would wear once and toss in the trash after going into a patient's room with that equipment on. These days we're being given one mask and one gown and told to use it for a 12-hour shift. We've had staffing concerns for a long time now. This is not the first sit-in that we had in the past couple of weeks. The day shift staff has had multiple times in the past 3 weeks, voicing their concerns and trying to get help out there. But when the night shift staff took a sit-in, it was because we were so understaffed that night. The patients were very critically ill, and it wasn't safe for us to go out there. It's not safe for the patients. It's not safe for the staff. It's not safe for anybody to have, such small amount of nurses caring for such a large volume of patients. We decided to take a stand, and we wanted our voices to be heard, and we wanted just additional staff to help us to make sure that we can provide care for people's loved ones the way that we would want to provide it for our own loved ones.
You make a really good point, but what would you guys say to critics with your medical of expertise? What would you say to critics who say that staging a protest when it's a matter of life or death for some patients, it could be that minute that makes the difference?
So before we did the sit-in, the day shift nurses were on board with it. They were aware that we were going to sit in. They were aware that we were short-staffed that night, and they were ready to take the patient load and continue to work until we have our concerns resolved. This wasn't something we just did out of the blue and without, informing our entire colleagues about. They actually supported us and wanted us to stick up for ourselves. We didn't leave the patients without anybody or any care. And what we wanted people to know is the day shift nurses had our backs 100%.
Absolutely. Personally hugged every one of them, and they thanked me for sticking up for them as we walked out that night.
So have you guys gotten a response? Have you heard any updates on whether the situation will improve? Are you getting help at the local level, the state level, the federal level?
So we've gotten a response so far. They've added a few agency nurses and travel nurses in our department alone. Yesterday, I went to work and we had about 10 new agency and travel nurses. That helped a lot and helped tremendously because we were able to actually watch the patients. Patients were not dying because there was not enough staff members there to watch them. We actually had, it was the first time in a while that we didn't have anybody die just because they're not being monitored, correctly.
All right. Well, we really appreciate the work that you guys are doing on the front lines. It's certainly admirable taking a stand to get much more medical supplies and staffing to deal with this outbreak. We'll look forward to an update from you both, and best of luck to you guys.